What's up, guys? My name is FakeThriller, and as you can see on the title screen right now, I'm giving you a search and destroy game breakdown on Bailout. I'm going to stop the video at certain points, give you a run through what's going on in my head, different strategies, and some tips and tricks for this type of game. Starting out my class, it's an MP5K, no attachments, marathon, stopping power, and steady aim. I just prestiged. I think I'm level 8 or 9 or 10, probably level 10. The first thing I do is I come up this way and I notice my UAV. I got a teammate already flanking them, so this is a good time to hang back and watch the kill feed and see what develops. If he dies, it's his own fault for being up there, but as you can see, he cleans up at least three people on that flank. 4 people actually. The second thing I want to point out is this is a big mistake on my part, is sitting next to this car. You want to stay away from this police car and that white box truck. An easy noob tube could end the round for me real quick. I was feeling pretty confident at the point that my team, I was playing with a lot of heavy rushers, so I felt like we had suppressed them back into their spawn, and I felt pretty safe, but I do decide to move away. This second position I'm taking up here is a good spot. I notice on my UAV that my teammates get killed. They take cover behind these crates, and these are great places. You don't want to stand out in the open in this area. Just stand behind either the first crate that was highlighted or this crate here. The guy comes rushing around the corner. I can hear him a mile away, and I put him down. Now right here, I snap my attention to the doorway because I hear footsteps in the building, and I notice there's only one member of my team left, and he's on the opposite side by A. So I set up shop and I wait for this guy to show up, but my teammate cleans him up with a Semtex. A rather lucky Semtex, I think. Heading into round 2, I sort of follow my same pattern. I get behind my safety crates here, and I make a mistake during this round, and it causes me to take a death. I get a little too aggressive. I know there's people coming, and they're going to line up behind the crates that I'm looking at right now. Oh, and I cap this guy. And what's going to happen here is he's got 2 friends behind him. So I should have backed off. I took too much damage. And there was too many people. I should have backed off. Instead, I take a Semtex to the back of the head and lose the round for my team. Going into the third round, I think the enemy team has learned that my team is pressing hard up A side, so a lot of them tend to stay away from that side. So I set up shop a little different than I was before, standing behind these green crates here. And you're not going to be able to see it too well, but when I poke my head out, there is a guy back here. I highlighted him for you, and he's well out of MP5 range, and on top of that, he has a noob tube. So this is a fight that I clearly cannot win, so I take cover. I get away by the skin of my teeth. I figure I can't win this fight, I need to run away. And I do. And you know what? It saves my life. It's a perfect example of fight or flight, knowing when flight is the best possible solution. So instead of going back up the staircase and taking that guy on head on again, I decided to rally around and make him wonder where I am. I hit him with a flashbang, and then I moved back towards the staircase because I like that positioning. I'm going to hear somebody drop down in just a second. I put him down, and now normally on Bailout I would strongly recommend moving no further ahead than about where I am. You can round the corner up by those hedges if you want to stay behind cover. I wouldn't even recommend getting into the house up to my right. It's constantly swarming with enemy players, and I mean, if you're a rusher, you're a rusher, and that's your thing, but they have to come to either A or B, and if you're on this side of the map, they have to come closer to you before they can win the round. So unfortunately, in this particular case, the last guy was AFK, so we had to move forward. And the only reason I moved out as far as I did was because I realized my teammate was shooting at someone. So going into halftime, 2-1, and we're gonna take a look at the common routes for offense. If you come up the left side here, your first area that you're going to come into conflict with the enemy is in this house. That's the danger zone. You should expect them to be in there every time you enter. If you were to go up the middle side, the other places you might see people is obviously in the house, but then up to the left where I've been every single round, and then off to the right, that small staircase is a good place for snipers or people with 3 burst shots. And then if you take the right path, you're going to find you're going to meet people either on this walkway or at the top of the staircase in there. And for this first round, I take the bomb and choose the left path. I decide to occupy the house for just a little bit. But what I was not aware of was that the enemy team was going to put their rushing shoes on and come into the house in overwhelming numbers. What I'm doing at this point is I'm just using my headset to try and get a solid location on everyone in the house, and I decide to retreat back to what I thought was safety. But this guy with his FAMAS happens to pick me off. A very, very lucky shot. It looked like only one bullet hit me, but I still feel confident that if I hadn't died there, I would have been able to clean up a couple more people. But as you can see, they're flat out rushing, and that's gonna come back to bite them in the ass. And this is what I was talking about. The next, at least this next one round, we clean them up back in our spawn because they make the mistake of rushing. Now I was planning going up this ladder into this room until I hear that the enemy UAV is active, and that's when I decide to turn around. If you get up in that room, you're basically cornered. It gives you a very bad angle of attack, especially if they have a UAV in the air and everyone knows you're up there. So it's not recommended. I decide to retreat, and they called their UAV in a little early. It gives us more than enough time to wait out the UAV and then attack the bomb site. So we sort of consolidate up in this workout room and wait for the rush because people can't resist the rush. What you're going to see here, it's hard to see, but he is a sniper. I knew he was a sniper when I was playing. I knew I couldn't beat him. My MP5 just isn't strong enough at that distance. I take out his buddy who was running up the flank, and I notice that my teammate abandoned his post guarding the walkway here. So I move up, and I run into 2 guys. The guy that's further away is a classic runner. He's in full sprint, so I decide to do what damage I can to the closest guy to me. I spray the guy with the assault rifle to the left, and then I make it look like I'm walking away because classic rusher technique says to keep going until you run into somebody. That guy probably thought he was going to be able to sneak up on me with a knife, but not today. Going into the next round, I pick up the bomb again, and you notice I have a UAV in my pocket. Since we're up, up by 1, we only need 1 more round to win. I throw my UAV, and it helps me out. I notice there's an enemy moving right up to this house, and I'm ready for him. As soon as he rounds the corner, I gun him down, which gives me my care package. I get noob tubed right there, which is another good point to avoid advancing too quickly. Wait for them to fire the noob tubes. Get a cold-blooded shotgun guy here. I drop him, get my Predator missile. Stay in the safety of my spawn. I don't think they're going to be rushing up. I clean up 1 more guy, and their rushing tactics lead them to their final death, getting hit by a claymore. So that's the game. We win 4-2. My KD is 10-2. I'd love to hear the feedback on what you guys think of videos like this. If you enjoy the insight, I enjoy making them. So hit me up with the comments, and I'll see you guys out there. Peace.